Back to the Springs Radio Real Estate Show. I'm Cheryl Garlock with Colorado Front Range Properties. Wow, I'm so glad you could join me today. My very special guest is Renee Rawlings with Cornerstone Home Lending. And Renee, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Cheryl.
You know, this is a show all about education here and properties. We do that too. And it's also about the fact that we help people.
Absolutely.
You know, I sell houses. You know, that's kind of a good thing.
I give mortgages.
You give mortgages. What more do you guys need, right?
Right.
Okay, you know, you need the person to help you can find the house, locate it, secure the deal for you, all that kind of stuff there. So anyway, that's what Renee and I do. We both go ahead and help people find houses, locate them, sell them, and get them in there because you need money. And you know, unless you're paying cash.
Right.
Yeah. And we've had some cash sales in the last few years here, but mostly those are from investors.
Yes.
Most of us are not privileged enough to have that kind of cash. And even if you do, it's not always the wisest thing. But Renee, let me ask you, what do you think the number one reason is today why people maybe are not buying?
They don't have enough information to realize that they can. They only know what they know, so they think they don't have enough money for a down payment. They don't know what their credit looks like.
Yeah.
They don't know how to start the process, where it begins, and they've never pictured themselves in that situation.
Right, and I think a lot of times people just think that they'll just continue to rent, and being a landlord, I happen to love that comment to a certain degree there, but in truth, if you can buy a home and have your own home, be in control of it, do the different things you want to do to it, have a fixed payment on that home there. I mean, you're in much more control of your destiny, certainly your housing destiny,
Yes.
than you are if you rent a home there. So let's talk about the down payment. You know, a lot of different places, a lot of the media purports that you need. I think a lot of people really think that they need 15% down, 10% down, or 20% down in a lot of different markets there.
Right.
What do you really need for a down payment? And I know it varies.
Nothing.
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 Elaborate on that, please.
There's down payment assistance. There is grant money.
Mm-hmm.
There is seconds that will go to 100% on first-time homebuyer programs. There is, you know, you've got your CHFA. You have El Paso County. I mean, there are so many different options out there. There's actually 2 different grants just for servicing in the Springs that I know of right now, NHF and our El Paso County bond program.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the turnkey. So
right. So really we have a lot of people that are, I usually think that they have to have at least $1,000 cash out of pocket, but that may not even be a requirement.
well, and that's going to be for your earnest money, if anything.
Yeah, for your earnest money, which is like a security deposit. For most people who don't know what it is, it's like a deposit to say secure the property,
Right.
reserve the property for you to actually buy.
But the earnest money becomes the $1,000 contribution if it is $1,000.
Right, so if they need that.
Yes.
I know on veterans they can get in with 0 down.
Absolutely.
But we have other programs, as you said, that if you're not a veteran and you're short on cash, these down payment assistance programs very often can help most buyers. Isn't that right?
Right.
And they also don't have to be looking at paying through the nose in an interest rate for those programs.
Absolutely. The rates are still phenomenally, I can't talk, and historically low.
Yeah, so they're still around that 4% give or take rate. And these are, as you said, historically low. Now, what makes this particularly attractive is that it's actually cheaper to buy that home than it is to be able to rent a home.
Yes.
By the time you pay your first month's rent and your security deposit, and in some cases, with the rental market becoming as hot as it is, you might even have to pay the last month's rent.
Well, think about rent. When you are paying rent, you are paying someone else's mortgage. You are helping someone else offset their mortgage and give them a monthly cash flow.
Uh-huh. Yeah, absolutely. And I love it. That sounds great to me as a landlord, but everybody needs to have their own place at some time and not be at the mercy of the landlord, if you will. So let's talk about what credit looks like. A lot of people are fearful of credit, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what they should know about credit at this point in time.
Well, always try to pay your debts on time. But as just because you may have a few lates, just because you might have had a bankruptcy in the past, even a short sale, even a foreclosure, if you've owned a home before, there is there is forgiveness to that.
Mm-hmm.
And so the best thing to do is don't be afraid of things that might have happened in the past. Get together with someone that you can talk to, a loan officer. I would love if people would call me and say, here's my situation. What's the next step?
All right, let's interrupt that right now
Sure.
and ask them, what is the best number that they can reach you at?
My number is 719-749-7045. That's my office number.
Say that again.
719-749-7045.
Okay, well, that is really great. I can tell you that you really do need to pick up the phone and give Renee a phone call to talk about your particular situation there, even just for kind of an overall review and some, bullet points, you might say, to help you
Absolutely.
think about your next steps, so to speak.
Only know what you know, so don't be afraid to call someone and ask them questions beyond what you know.
Absolutely there. And, on the credit thing, too, I have a lot of people that will think, oh, I don't have any credit cards. I'm not going to have credit cards at all. And then they have nothing, and they might need to say that credit cards are not evil. Sometimes the way you use them is evil.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. So we have to put things in proper perspective and
Yes.
proper balance there.
Right.
So that's really what they need to go ahead and start doing, is looking at those credit scores. And as a matter of fact, I think I heard not too terribly long ago, maybe you've heard this, I'm not sure, but that recently certain things are going to be changing here with Fair Isaac and the way that things are being reported. One of those things I've heard is that if you are renting an apartment, let's say from a large apartment complex there, they're going to now start reporting your rental income and rating that.
Really?
Yes, and that will help tremendously to
Yes.
raise those FICO scores and that sort of thing, because you guys do look at scores, but there are also ways that people can, if they have lower scores, they can get those scores reasonably and effectively improved.
Yes.
But what, again, do they need to do first in order to know what to do?
They need to call me.
That's right. They really do. Because a lot of times you guys are just guessing, and you don't have the right information at hand. I know, because I get all your phone calls too, and I'm happy to take them.
Mm-hmm.
But the horse's mouth, that would be Renee in this case, very nicely said. Okay. What is that again? 719 what?
719-749-7045.
You need to give her a call. Now, stay tuned for more from the Springs Radio Real Estate Show, because if you think you're in the market to buy a home, you want to find the most accurate information here, stay tuned to find out more from the Springs Radio Real Estate Show, and be sure to visit Colorado Springs besthomes.com and give us a call, 719-321-7600. We want to help you with your next home purchase. We'll be right back.